Hello, everyone. I want to share a scripture with you. And the scripture that I will be reading today is Matthew 14, verse 27 through 31. It reads, "But Jesus immediately said to them, 'Take courage. It is I. Don't be afraid.' 'Lord, if it's you,' Peter replied, 'tell me to come to you on the water.' 'Come,' he said. Then Peter got down out of the boat, walked onto the water, came towards Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid, and he began to sink and cried out, 'Lord, save me.' Immediately Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. 'You have little faith,' he said. 'Why did you doubt me?' And God asking, 'Why are you doubting him?' God said if he could do a thing, he's surely going to perform what he said that he can do. He's a God that he shall not lie. And in this season, as we going forth, let's not be like Peter and get distracted by the storm, because it's not what you go through, it's how you choose to go through. It's not what you see, it's how you choose to see that thing. We have to go through this thing with a different perspective. Have our mind focused on God, focus on his voice, and not focus on that storm, not focus on the obstacles. You know, with faith, he said all it takes is faith of the size of a mustard seed, and we can move mountains. Do you hear me? We can move many different things. All it takes is just faith, and you have to believe that thing. Believe what it is that you're able to do. God had already told us we are head and not the tail. We are above and not beneath. He has given us the power. You know, in the tongue lies life and death. So if in the tongue lies life and death, just imagine what we could say out of our mouth. And I know a lot of times while we're going through the storm, it feels like that nothing is taking place or nothing is moving because for whatever given reason, onto our own perspective. But I'm going to tell you this, God is doing some things behind the scene. And a lot of times he allows certain things to take place in a way to where we can't see because he don't need our help. He could do it all by himself. Why in the storm is what I see is that God began to tell me, while you in that and I'm doing some things behind the scene, I'm moving some things around. I'm moving friends. I'm moving family members. I'm moving those that I know that don't mean no good to you. Because if I let you see what I'm doing, then you're going to try to be focused on the things that I'm doing to try to help me when I can do it all by myself. But and yet at the same time, I need you to build on your faith, because where I'm about to take you is going to require faith. I need you to focus. I need your undivided attention. So when we get to the destination that God has called us to be, he need our undivided attention. We got to know that we know that we know that we know. And after coming out, I'm telling you, we ain't going to think the same. We ain't going to walk the same. We're not even going to hear the same. God wants us to have a different perspective on what it is that he has called us to be and where we're going. Because God knows in this season where we're going, some of these people that's trying to tag along is only going to cause distraction. And he need us to be able to know that we know that we know that we know. And that's why it's imperative that some things has to be shedded off. So why in the storm, things are being shedded off. We're coming out like gold. So understand this while moving forward. Keep your eyes and attention on God. Continue to meditate on his word. Continue to stay focused. Stay in your prayer. Continue to pray. Pray like you never prayed before. Because I'm telling you, where God is about to take you, you need to be able to be focused. Keep your mind stayed on him. And none of the obstacles, none of the storms that's taking place. Because like I said before, all it takes is faith of the size of a mustard seed to move mountains. And you have the ability to move mountains. You have the ability to move those things, speak to those things. And in order to know what it is that you can use against anything that come against you, you have to be in that word and throw those words back to the things that the enemy tried to cause distraction to. I know God had brought to my remembrance about a movie, Twilight. And I don't know if any of y'all remember the movie Twilight. And in Twilight, Bella was laying on the table after giving birth and she had died. After she was bitten, things began to take place inside of her body. And while things would begin to move around within her body, as the director want us to see, is that things begin to live, things begin to mend as it was reaching through different veins in her body and to her heart. In the midst of this storm, in the midst of this obstacle that you're going through, God is working some things on the inside of you. Because before you get where God is taking you, the strength that you're building right now is going to be needed. The wisdom that you're gaining right now is going to be needed. The understanding that you're gaining right now is going to be needed. That when you get there, you know that you know that you know. And I don't care who come in your way and try to tell you anything different. It ain't going to persuade you to move to the left nor to the right. Because you know that you know. You know that you know. So please continue to stay focused. Let's not take our eyes off of God and be like Peter and lose faith. If God said he's going to do a thing, he's going to do it. And trust his plan. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Like Jeremiah 29 said, God knows the plans that he has for you. He knows the plan that's going to be prosperous for you. Trust him. Know that you know that you know that you know. As I have said before, God love you, and I love you too. Have a great day.